key in the bunny. Alright, back to the Rick Ross situation. You know, you got a CEO doing an album with an artist. You know, that's like when a Birdman, Lil Wayne, or Birdman do an album with another CEO. You know, it's a lot of paperwork. You know, it's a lot of whole lot of work, whole lot of different money transitions. It's a lot to it. See, that's why I just play my role and I let my other CEO do what he does because he knows an artist way before I know an artist. He knows who's going to be a hit, who's not going to be a hit. That's why, you know, we both sit on top of the throne and I let him do what he do. I sit in the back and do what I do. And in the end, we both do what we do and everything is beautiful. But with this collaboration, man, I'm talking about this could be the biggest thing ever since Michael Jackson. I'm talking about the biggest thing ever since the Beatles. You know, I'm talking about the biggest thing ever since Elvis Presley. You know, I'm talking about.
Go further with it.
I mean,
Holiday.
I'm talking about bigger than Prince. You know, I'm talking about bigger than the Temptations. You know what I'm saying? I can go way back, but I'm talking about this is going to be the biggest thing ever in the history. But at the same time, you know, you're dealing with two labels, with an album, several different other artists. You know, we in the works with signing Scooter Head. We in the works with dealing with C Paper. You know, depending on his situation, which way he want to go. My man's doing his time right now. I respect real niggas who do real things. Hey, that bullshit on papers interfering with the money. You got to go ahead and solve that so we get back to the money. I'm also dealing with a situation with I'm trying to become co-CEO of Brick Squad. You know, Gucci Mane is my, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Brick Squad Blue. You know what I'm saying? Give a shout out.
Brick Squad Blue.
You know what I'm saying?
And my cuz niggas, you know, all my folk niggas, you know. Like
yeah.
My city, after guys, you know, that's my nigga city. Started that shit. You know, I fucks with them, the 5-0s, the Roller 60s, and the 5 deuces and shit. You know how it is.
Yeah. But see, you know, with us, you know, it's all about the green, baby. It's all about the money. You know, you real recognize real. And Gucci Mane is one of the realest niggas who ever touched a motherfucking mic. You feel me? I'm talking about the real street hood nigga who made it. You heard me? On his own. You know what I'm saying? So I'm dealing with that. I'm waiting for him, you know, do his time. We're gonna sit down at the table. But like I say, this gonna be bigger than Elvis, Michael. RL will sell more albums than Michael Jackson and Elvis Presley combined. You hear me? I'm saying this today. He will sell more albums.
You damn right.
Say it one more time.
You damn right, nigga.
Than Michael Jackson and Elvis combined in one day, worldwide. I'm estimating 5 million copies sold first day. Let it be known. Said it right here on this day. But back to RL. So, what do you think about your Hispanic group? You got a lot of Hispanics.
Oh man, contigo mi amigos. You know what I'm saying? And that means for my people that ain't bilingual.
Cause they feeling you. They love you.
They do, and that's not nothing for me to say and go on about, like, you know what I'm saying? That's just what I know, because like everybody who knows me that I've kicked freestyle for and I've spit for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And every ethnic group. And I get the most love from the Latino group.
Okay.
And the Mexicano group. You know what I'm saying? I get the most love from them. And they tell me, you know what I'm saying, every time, like, that's the thing, you know, that's what keeps me going with the shit. And that's why I haven't stopped. Is basically, really, from the different varieties of ethnic groups, especially them. As they told me, you know, my partner, Chavo, you know what I'm saying, that's a plug. You know what I'm saying? And that, don't look him up. But that's a plug. You know what I'm saying? That's who my nigga get his shit from. And that's down in Texas. You know what I mean? And that's a new nigga I met. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, no, fuck new friends. But That's a new nigga that I met, my nigga Chavo. Shout out to my nigga Cholo, you know what I'm saying, liquor store run, that's my young nigga, wildin' out. But he told me, bro, you do your shit, man, because, like, you really need to focus on this shit, and you really need to do this shit because everybody can feel it, even us. Like, now, when he's saying even us, that's his culture, that's his nation. I've stood for an older Latino lady and her sister, and I'm talking older, like, they got kids that's 17, 18, and 21. You feel me? And they felt my shit. They was dancing to my shit. Not no recorded shit. Like freestyle shit. You know what I'm saying? And they was sitting there throwing up their signs, throwing up what they rep. MS-13, shout out to the Mafia. All that shit. They was throwing up that shit. Y'all don't know about that shit if you ain't from there. But that's reality, you know, back home. You know what I'm saying? It's good to get away from home sometimes, but it's always good to go back home to see where you came from. But that's my shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And they doing that shit for my freestyle shit. And when you can spit some shit, especially when you from that place, and it's an older generation and a younger generation, because they kids are still in my shit. And I told you, 17 up to 21. You feel me? In that crib, plus their girlfriend in that crib. It was like a little fucking club. Like they house is on the internet for a little clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Where you go and you drink and you know what I'm saying? You have a little party and all that shit. They do that shit there. That's where I was at. And they felt my shit and told me to do my shit because I can relate to them. Because they knew, like, that's the life of the city. That's the city that I'm from. You feel me? That's
okay.
What it is, you know.
So, Word in the Street, you dropping a mixtape next month, and I was wondering, I mean, you know, this mixtape is going to be, you know, your original craft, or are you going to take beats that other artists have used and just make it into your own craft, just show them what they could have did with it, or you just going to, like, show respect and just, you know, spit on it, or you going to, you know, I know you hear songs and you like, you know, it's alright, or it's, you know, pretty good or whatever. Yeah. But, you know, when you put your own craft on it, are you think it's going to be better or equal or less?
On that, it depends on the song.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to knock anybody's shit, but it depends on the song. If somebody puts out a bullshit track on the song, but the beat is hot, just the track, the vocals is not. And I've heard this again from, you know, a couple people that fuck with music that's in the older group, you know what I'm saying? A female that I used to fuck back in the day, you know, her mom listened to my shit, and she was like, I actually like your shit because I know what you're talking about, and it's clear. And it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, if I do put anybody's beat on a mixtape, I am going to go hard on that shit. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to feel like, personally, I'm going to go harder than they did. That's going to be the only reason that track is on my mixtape, because I like to keep shit original. Anybody that know me know that. I'm going to keep all my shit 100, I'm going to keep all my shit original. So if I bring anybody else's track onto my shit, it's going to be something that I feel like you missed out on. And I'm going to actually do the beat right and give it some justice and actually kill the motherfucker.
Okay. So next month you're doing a show at Knights of Columbus in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I know, you know, this is where you're from.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of performance are you going to bring to the people?
You see how I am, right? When somebody first heard me, somebody that I never know, and that's how you get your best feedback. Somebody that first heard me, but you don't know them. You know what I'm saying? But your music is out there, and they hear your shit, and then they listen to your shit. And you know how everybody has them skits in their shit. You know, and that's pretty much what this is, interview. It's a skit to, you know, something greater, or that's something better. That's what it is. And that person said every time, you know, I talk on a track, or I add something to a track, I sound fucked up. But they love it because it's just original. If you really like it, and that was the next thing, and that's where it goes to. It goes to wonder. You know what I'm saying? And they wonder if I'm really like that. So what you see in the video, and you seeing this, you seeing the cigarette back, like actually witnessing what I do. And this isn't on vacation, because I'm not on vacation. I'm fucking struggling. I'm living in hell. Everybody knows that. I'm fucking struggling. I'm going through my rough time, but I don't really give a fuck because I'm gonna get back up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really worried about it. Shit happens in life. So, with that being said, it's gonna be something to experience. Just put it like that. Like there's no other words to say other than it's gonna be something to experience. Because if you've actually got to sit with me, and if you've actually got to vibe with me, and if you've actually got fucked up with me, and partied with me, and then heard me spit the energy that I brought to that, to where it made you want to jump, to where it made you want to just bang your fucking head till your neck broke. That's the same fucking energy that I'm going to bring to a performance.
Okay.
Everybody's going to do it, not just that particular person. You feel me?
Okay. Well, damn. I mean, so how do you feel, I mean, you know, your first official offer, you know, just something really that's on paper, something that's real, something that, okay, we're going to move off of this, as being not just an artist, but also a CEO.
Elated, man. Like I said, man, like, I've been making music since before I could really do anything. And to lead you up, you know what I'm saying, to my life, to the point where I'm at now, when I was 12, so from the time I was about 5, kindergarten, whatever, when I had that guitar and I was making music, to the time I was 12 and I was kicking shit and freestyling to my partners, this is school, all the way up through high school, out of high school, till now. Making tracks, in the studio, busting my ass, you know what I'm saying, no sleep, writing a song, you know what I mean? To get that opportunity, that's the best feeling, you know what I'm saying? There ain't nothing else. That's the best feeling.
So who is that? Who is that young lady at the door?
That right there is my baby mom. That's shooting back inside. That's my daughter right there. I want to call. Real life shit, man. Real life shit, man.
That's really like, that's your baby girl right there.
Yeah. That's my oldest one. I got another one. That's my little one. I got a little boy too. I'll be in there in a second, baby. Daddy working. How much you get paid for that? I'm gonna get paid millions. You're not gonna see it yet. Look at that. There's always a hater somewhere, especially in your own. So you gotta watch out. When you're an artist, you always gotta watch out. I told you, there's always a hater somewhere, and the biggest knocker is gonna be in your home.
But I mean, that's your ride or die, though.
That is my ride or die. And I made a song for it called Ride or Die. You know what I'm saying? She do support me. I ain't gonna lie. She support me like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? She y'all.
Hold on.
Alright, that's important.
Yeah. Alright, we did that little bullshit. So,
real life, man. No bullshit.
What else? Oh, do you see yourself being on the level as Jay-Z?
I don't see myself being on the level of Jay-Z, and it's giving something to Jay-Z. It's not taking anything away, but kind of it is, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because people will look at this shit in any type of way, and they'll come up with their own conceptions of what the fuck I'm saying about this. But the reason I say that I won't see myself on the level of Jay-Z is because I never looked up to Jay-Z. Like when I was growing up, I listened to DMX, Eminem, Tupac, Big, Will Smith, I'm not gonna lie, Backstreet Boys, Christina Aguilera, Sade, Erykah Badu, you know what I'm saying, Anita Baker. Like, I listen to a lot of different shit in music. You know what I mean? System of a Down. You know what I'm saying? So my ideas and his ideas are two different ideas. So I will see myself being greater than Jay-Z.
Wow, hold up now. I mean,
that's what I was saying.
Listen. Now, because
you know, Jay-Z came out with a lot of shit.
You know, he started from the bottom.
He did.
And made some good choices and became who he is. I mean, also at the same time, you're starting at the rock bottom.
Now, let me tell you the difference between my rock bottom and his rock bottom. All right. My rock bottom, like, you see where we at. We in this garage.
Yeah, we
the cars.
We at the parents' crib,
now, these
chilling.
Are my parents' crib. Okay. Now, you see the car.
We have nothing. Like, this is some real nigga grind shit.
This is real shit. Now, you see my parents' cars. It's a nice ass red ass truck, and it's a nice Cadillac sitting right here.
That we don't own, you know. We can't drive.
My dad drive these cars. My dad drives. I'm not gonna say what he drives because that's his own confidentiality. But growing up, my parents were broke. Real shit. Like, real ass nigga shit. My parents were broke. And I'm the firstborn. So I got to grow up with that. You know what I'm saying? And it just made me humble. And that's it. It just made me humble. You know what I mean? On the real tip. My mom, military, 24 years. 3 tours in Iraq. My high school and middle school years, thanks to 9/11, she was gone. She was the weekend parent, if you feel me on that shit. And I grew up with my dad. And he was real, I guess, stern with his way of parenting. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have one of them dads that's like, what's up, Pop? Da-da-da. I didn't have that. If I came at him like that, he's like, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Real nigga shit. Like, nigga, who the fuck you talking to? I'm your goddamn daddy, nigga. You better show me some motherfucking respect. I couldn't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I was always grounded.
Okay.
You know, because of my grades. You know, and that's just some typical shit. You know what I mean? But my dad would tell me about life because he's from the bottom, like literally harder than Jay-Z's bottom, where Jay-Z was, you know, went through his shit. My dad's bottom was worse than his bottom. Okay. You know what I mean? He's got both aspects of life, just like I do, countryside and the city side. But his countryside and the city side was in a different time, where racism was worse. You know, I've had to deal with racism myself, but where it was worse, you know, where you actually had to witness some things and see some shit. You feel me? And I was raised by that nigga.
Okay.
My mom was the nurturing, loving mother that she is, but from a distance. You know, I'd see her every so often. That's military shit, you know.
I feel you.
But that's what it is. But they both gave me two aspects of music. Jay-Z, let's get back to that. Grew up in the hard knocks of New York, the big city. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go to no small city. He wasn't living in no small city. He don't know about no small city grind. He don't know about none of that shit. I do. You know what I'm saying? Big city grind. He knows about that shit. He knows about the work and the hustle. I do too. You feel what I'm saying? It's two different aspects, and it's two different lives, and it's two different emotions and shit that has to go on. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. Like, I see Jay-Z being Jay-Z, and I see me being Jimi Hendrix, the Beatles, Elvis, Michael, all of them motherfuckers into one person. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, Billie Holiday. Like, all of that shit into one person, because this is shit that I've seen, this is shit that I've lived through, and this is shit that the closest people to me have told me. You know, there's no fabrication. You know, and some of my shit might get a little rough and raw and hard to listen to, and people will say what they want to about what it is that they listen to, because they won't understand some of it. But the majority, the people that went through this shit will be like, I know this shit. this is my shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say, like, I see myself being bigger than Jay.
Okay, so you know the mixtape coming out next month. When will you say the album will be ready?
I mean, anybody that knows how I work, and it's only a few select people that know how I work when it comes to my music and my studio time. If I do an album, if I do a mixtape, while I'm doing that album or that mixtape, I'm already working on the next project. You know what I'm saying?
So you already 2 steps ahead.
I'm already 3 steps ahead. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, just to get me 4 steps forward. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. So if I'm working on the mixtape, the album's coming right after that.
Okay.
And then the next mixtape. Because while I'm working on that album, I'm already working on the next mixtape. And while I'm working on the mixtape, I'm working on the album. So if you can figure that out, you'll understand and you'll see when this shit comes out.
That's what's up. So, like I say, RL, CEO of Money Nation, artist, songwriter, freestylist, dancer, model. Basically, we can call you the total package.
The total package.
So, on this day here, we're gonna self-claim your first album as the total package.
The total package, that works.
That works.
See, my first, like my mixtapes, I got one that's Extra Dimensional Love. If you haven't heard it, it's because I haven't really put it out. It's because I haven't had the right people to help me master it and finish it. The one after that is The Transition. And the one after that is The Darkest Moon. And you're not going to hear, a lot of those. Because, maybe those will come out in their own time. But it is what it is, like I said before. If you haven't heard it, it's just because I haven't had the right people to mix and master it, and I haven't had the right amount of time to actually go in and finish it. Because while I was working on Extra Dimensional Love, I was working on The Transition. And when I was working on The Transition, I was working on The Darkest Moon. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do. When I lay one track down for one mixtape, I lay another track down for another mixtape. Then I lay another track down for another mixtape. Then I lay 2 tracks down for the first mixtape, and I go back to 1 track down for the other mixtape, plus 2 for the future mixtape. And then I mix that shit up, just like my joint.
Okay. Last question. And I know the world want to know this. Will Money Nation stay independent or sign to another label?
Money Nation will stay independent. There will be a lot of offers. This is some shit that we know. Coming up with some shit. We got an artist with a face. We got a CEO that wants to stay behind closed doors. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to want to jump on the new bandwagon and rap the new bandwagon and get on the train. It's easy to hop on the train. It's hard to hop off. You see what I'm saying? So that's where it's going to stay. You know what I mean? Just independent. We'll pick up what we want, and the flavors can fall off, and they won't be able to pick themselves back up.
Hey, in the garage, CEOs, CJ, RL, and we out.